The sun began its slow descent behind the rolling green hills of the valley. A warm, golden-orange glow painted the sky, fading gently into a deep, peaceful violet. In the small, quiet village, the lights inside the cozy wooden cottages began to flicker away, one by one. The tiny windows cast a soft, warm light onto the grassy paths outside, where the wildflowers were slowly closing their petals for the night. A gentle, cool breeze swept through the valley, carrying the sweet scent of pine trees and fresh rain. The large oak tree in the center of the village rustled softly, its leaves whispering a quiet lullaby to anyone who would listen. Down by the shore, the ocean waves rolled in with a slow, rhythmic rhythm, crashing gently against the sand and pulling back, washing away all the worries of the day. Every villager knew that when the stars started to twinkle, it was time to slow down. The tools from the garden were put away in the wooden sheds. The fishing rods were placed neatly by the door. The stone paths, polished by years of footsteps, were now quiet and still. A tiny blue bird nestled deeper into its nest up on a high branch, tucking its head beneath its soft wing, completely safe and warm. Deep in the heart of the forest, just past the small stone bridge, there was a hidden pathway covered in soft green moss. Walking down this path felt like stepping onto a giant, plush green blanket. There were no loud noises here. The only sound was the distant, faint chirp of the nighttime crickets and the gentle patter of a few stray raindrops falling on the leaves high above. Along the path, small paper lanterns hung from the low tree branches. They swayed very slowly in the night air, glowing with the soft, amber light that guided the way. The air here was perfectly cool, making you want to pull a warm sweater or a thick blanket closer around your shoulders. Every step taken on this mossy path felt lighter and softer than the last. As you walked further, the trees seemed to lean in, creating a natural green roof that protected the forest floor from the heavy rain. Inside this green canopy, everything felt safe, quiet, and perfectly still. It was a place designed entirely for rest, where the passage of time did not matter at all. The world outside was busy, but inside this forest, everything was at peace. At the end of the mossy path stood a small, round cottage made of old stone and dark oak wood. A thin trail of gray smoke curled lazily out of the brick chimney, disappearing into the starry night sky. Above the heavy wooden door, a small wooden sign hung, carved with the words, "The Library of Contentment." Inside, a warm fire crackled softly in a large stone fireplace. The sound of the wood snapping and popping was rhythmic and comforting, filling the room with a deep sense of security. The walls were lined from floor to ceiling with old, leather-bound books, their pages holding thousands of quiet stories from long ago. In front of the fireplace sat a massive, oversized armchair covered in layers of thick, hand-woven blankets. Beside the armchair, a fresh ceramic mug of warm chamomile tea sat on a small wooden table, a faint swirl of steam rising slowly into the air. There was no rush to do anything here. The only task was to sit down, let your body sink deeply into the soft cushions, and listen to the gentle crackle of the fire. The warmth radiated through the room, making your eyelids feel heavier and heavier with every passing second. Outside the library window, the sky grew darker, turning into a deep, star-filled velvet blue. A soft, steady rain began to fall, tapping rhythmically against the glass panes. It was a beautiful, comforting sound, like a natural white noise machine clearing the air and calming the mind. Inside, The fire began to settle down into a soft, glowing bed of warm red embers. The room was perfectly dim now, lit only by the faint orange glow of the fireplace and the steady, dark shadows on the wooden ceiling. The sound of the rain outside and the warmth of the blankets inside created a perfect cocoon of safety. You knew that you did not have to go anywhere, you did not have to answer any messages, and you did not have to think about tomorrow. Your breathing began to match the slow rhythm of the ocean waves outside. Deep, slow breaths in, and soft, long breaths out. The heavy blankets pressed down with a comforting weight, holding you securely in place. The whispering leaves outside continued their quiet song, blending perfectly with the sound of the midnight rain. As the night grew deeper, the line between the cozy room and a peaceful dream began to soften. It felt as though the large, comfortable armchair was slowly turning into a soft, fluffy cloud, drifting gently above the quiet valley. The cloud moved slowly, rocking back and forth in sync with a gentle nighttime breeze. Looking down, the entire village was completely asleep. The lanterns had all faded, and the only light left was the silver glow of the crescent moon resting high in the sky. The forest was still, the waves were calm, and the rain had turned into a very soft, mist-like drizzle. Everything in the world was exactly where it needed to be. Everything was safe. Everything was quiet. The mind became perfectly clear, free of thoughts, floating effortlessly in the deep, dark blue of the night. The heavy, warm blanket wrapped around you felt like a giant hug from the universe, telling you that your work for the day was done. You had tried your best, you had walked your path, and now, it was time to let go completely. The cloud drifted lower, bringing you back to the warmest, softest bed imaginable. The sheets felt cool against your skin, while the heavy quilt on top kept the perfect amount of warmth locked in. The distant sound of the crickets faded into the background, becoming a tiny whisper in the dark. Your eyes closed completely, feeling deeply relaxed from the tips of your toes all the way to the top of your head. Every muscle in your body let go of its tension, sinking deeper and deeper into the mattress. The night was vast, peaceful, and beautifully, leaving the cottage behind. The mind drifts higher, up towards the gentle night sky. The soft, silver light of the moon guides a winding path made of stardust. Each step on this celestial walkway feels lighter than air, completely weightless and free. There is no gravity here, only the warm, comforting embrace of the silent universe. Around you, small, glowing stars float gently like tiny fireflies in a summer field. They blink softly, turning on and off in a slow, rhythmic pattern. It feels as though the entire cosmos is breathing with you. In and out, in and out. Every breath you take makes your body feel more relaxed and beautifully calm. Far below, the quiet valley has disappeared entirely into a soft sea of clouds. The clouds look like giant pillows of cotton, glowing softly under the moonlight. The world below is resting, and you are safe, high above everything, completely protected from the noise and rush of the daytime. A gentle, warm current of wind carries you forward, drifting smoothly like an autumn leaf on a calm lake. You do not need to steer. You do not need to think about the direction. The universe is guiding you safely towards a place of deep, unbroken rest. The soft hum of the night sky fills your ears. A quiet, beautiful melody that sings of endless peace. In the distance, a floating island appears, covered in soft, shimmering silver grass. In the center of the island stands a large, ancient sundial made of smooth white marble. But the hands of the sundial are completely still. In this place, time has no meaning. There are no hours, no minutes, and no schedules. There is only the beautiful, quiet present moment. You lie down on the cool, silver grass, looking up at the endless deep blue of the cosmos. The grass cradles your body perfectly, releasing every last bit of tension from your shoulders, your back, and your mind. The soft light from the stars washes over you, clearing away all the thoughts and worries of the week. Your eyes grow heavier and heavier with every passing second. The gentle ticking of the universe echoes softly in the background. A steady, comforting pulse that matches the slow rhythm of your heart. Everything is quiet. Everything is still. Now, the silver light begins to fade gently, turning into a deep, warm. From the floating island of silver grass, you begin to drift downward, gently sinking back through the soft layers of clouds. The air becomes perfectly cool and crisp once again, carrying the familiar, grounding scent of damp earth and pine needles. You are returning to the quiet valley, but you are carrying the deep peace of the stars with you. You find yourself standing at the edge of a small, secret garden hidden behind a stone library. A low wall made of smooth, river stone surrounds the garden, keeping it perfectly safe and private from the rest of the world. Overhead, the midnight rain has finally stopped, leaving only the soft, rhythmic sound of water dripping from the leaves. Drip, drop, drip, drop. In the center of the garden is a small, circular pond. The surface of the water is as still and dark as a mirror, reflecting the faint, silver outline of the crescent moon. A few large lily pads float completely motionless on the water, and underneath them, the small garden fish are resting quietly, undisturbed by the passing hours. Beside the pond sits a wide, handcrafted wooden swing, hanging from the thick branch of an old willow tree. The swing is piled high with the softest, thickest velvet blankets you have ever seen. You step onto the damp grass, feel the cool air on your skin, and sit down onto the plush cushions, wrapping the heavy blankets tightly around your body. The swing rocks back and forth, very, very slowly, in the gentle night breeze. The rhythmic movement is incredibly comforting, like being swayed to sleep by the earth itself. Leaning forward slightly, and drifting back into the soft cushions. Every single muscle in your body surrenders to the gentle motion, letting go of the last remnants of the day. Small, glowing mushrooms grow along the base of the stone wall, casting a faint, magical blue light across the dark path. The light is soft and dim, perfectly resting your eyes. A sleepy owl hoots softly from a distant tree. A deep, warm sound that echoes gently through the quiet night. Your eyelids feel so incredibly heavy now, closing for a few seconds, then opening just enough to see the fading blue glow of the garden. The slow, steady rocking of the swing matches the calm rhythm of your breathing. Deep, slow breaths in, and soft, long breaths out. You are completely warm, completely secure, and entirely at peace. The world outside this garden does not exist anymore. There is nothing you need to fix, nothing you need to plan. And from the quiet wooden swing, your body feels completely relaxed, almost as if you are blending into the soft cushions. You stand up slowly, wrapping the heavy velvet blanket tight around your shoulders, and walk back toward the heavy wooden door of the stone cottage. The cool grass feels damp and soothing under your feet, and the air is filled with the clean, crisp smell of the midnight air. You push the wooden door open, and it closes behind you with a soft, solid click. The warmth of the cottage immediately wraps around you like a huge hug. The fire in the stone fireplace has burned down to a deep, glowing red bed of embers, casting long, warm shadows across the wooden floorboards and the rows of old books. You walk slowly into the bedroom, where a massive, heavy wooden bed is waiting for you. The bed is piled high with thick, white down comforters, and soft, oversized pillows that look like fluffy clouds. The sheets are clean, cool, and perfectly crisp, waiting to welcome you into an unbroken, deep sleep. You step out of your slippers and slide gently beneath the heavy comforter. The instant coolness of the sheet slowly turns into a perfect, cozy warmth as the heavy blankets settle over your body. The mattress is soft yet perfectly supportive, cradling your shoulders, your hips, and your feet, releasing every bit of tightness left in your muscles. Outside the small bedroom window, the gentle sound of the night ocean waves begins to echo from the shore, rolling in, very slowly, and rolling back out. The rhythm is steady, never changing, a timeless lullaby from the sea. The soft patter of the midnight rain starts again, tapping lightly against the glass. Tap, tap, tap. You pull the heavy quilt all the way up to your chin, feeling completely tucked in, safe, and protected from the rest of the world. There is no light in the room now, only the comforting, soft darkness that tells your mind it is time to stop thinking. The worries of today are gone, and tomorrow is still very far away. Your breathing slows down, matching the calm, deep rhythm of the ocean waves outside. In and out, in and out. Your eyelids are so heavy now that they close completely, letting your mind drift away into a beautiful, peaceful silence. You are exactly where you need to be, completely safe, completely warm. The darkness is soft and friendly, floating deeper into the peaceful dark. The sound of the rain outside grows more distant, making the room feel even more quiet and secure. Your mind drifts to a beautiful, endless field of tall, soft grass under a dark velvet sky. The air here is perfectly still, and a million tiny stars are shining brightly overhead, like a ceiling of diamonds protecting your sleep. You are walking slowly along a smooth, earthen path that cuts through the field. The grass brushes gently against your hands, feeling as soft as silk. There is no goal on this path, no destination you need to reach. You are simply walking to enjoy the quiet weightlessness of the night. Every step you take feels like moving through water. Slow, easy, and completely effortless. In the middle of the field stands a single, beautiful cherry blossom tree. Its petals are glowing with a very soft, silver light under the moon. As a gentle breeze passes by, a few petals detach and float slowly down to the ground, drifting through the air like tiny, lazy snowflakes. You watch them fall, and with each petal that touches the grass, your mind lets go of another thought. Beneath the tree, a massive, plush-woven hammock is tied securely between two strong branches. It is lined with thick, quilted blankets and soft, downy pillows that match the shape of your body. You climb in slowly, letting the hammock catch your weight completely. It sways just a tiny bit from your movement, then settles into a very gentle, rhythmic rock. The slow rocking of the hammock feels completely comforting, like being cradled by the earth itself, swaying left and drifting right, back and forth, back and forth. The air carries the sweet, delicate scent of the cherry blossoms, relaxing your breathing even more. Deep, slow breaths in, and soft, long breaths out. Your eyes are closed now, but you can still feel the soft silver light of the moon warming your face. Every muscle from your forehead down to your toes has completely relaxed, sinking heavily into the blankets. There is no past. There is no future. Only this perfect, quiet moment of safety under the stars. The gentle hum of the night wind sings a final lullaby, a quiet melody that washes over your mind and clears away the last echoes of the day. You are entirely protected, entirely warm, and completely ready to sink into a deep, from the swaying hammock beneath the cherry blossom tree. You feel your body becoming lighter, as if you are gently floating on the surface of a calm, silent lake. You slowly open your eyes to find yourself walking along a quiet, wooden boardwalk, built just above a soft, misty marshland. The air is warm and perfectly still, carrying the clean, fresh scent of sweet grass and wild ferns. All around the boardwalk, hundreds of tiny fireflies are glowing with a soft, warm amber light. They move in slow, lazy circles through the misty air, casting gentle reflections on the dark, still water below. The world here is completely quiet, except for the soft, distant hum of the nighttime forest. A steady, comforting sound that feels like a protective wall around your sleep. At the end of the wooden path, there is a small, open-air pavilion made of dark cedar wood. Inside, a low platform is piled high with oversized, plush floor cushions and thick, heavy woolen blankets. You step inside and let your body sink deeply into the soft cushions, pulling the heavy blankets all the way up to your shoulders. Through the open wooden pillars of the pavilion, you can see the wide, dark horizon where the earth meets the star-filled sky. A soft, warm night breeze brushes past your face, carrying away the very last thoughts from your mind. There is no need to watch the time. There is no need to think about what comes next. You are completely safe, and entirely tucked away from the busy world. The gentle, rhythmic sound of a single water fountain nearby drops water into a stone basin. Drip, drop, drip, drop. The sound is perfectly steady, never changing, clearing your mind and making your eyelids feel heavier and heavier with every single drop. Your breathing slows down completely, matching the slow, deep rhythm of the night. Every muscle in your neck, your shoulders, and your arms lets go of its weight, sinking heavily into the plush floor cushions. The darkness outside is vast and peaceful, wrapping around the small pavilion like a cozy, dark blanket. You feel completely warm, completely secure, and entirely at peace. The mist over the water grows softer and thicker, slowly hiding the world in a beautiful, silent white fog. Your mind drifts away from the path, away from the pavilion, leaving the misty pavilion behind. You find yourself walking inside a massive, quiet greenhouse made of old iron and thick, frosted glass. The midnight rain has returned, tapping with a soft, heavy rhythm against the glass roof high above. Patter, patter, patter. It is a beautiful, protective sound, making the space inside feel incredibly warm, cozy, and completely safe. The greenhouse is filled with large, tropical plants with massive, soft green leaves. The air here is warm, heavy, and completely comforting, filled with the rich, clean scent of damp soil and blooming night jasmine. The stone path beneath your feet is perfectly smooth, catching the warm, orange glow of small lanterns placed along the floor. You walk slowly down the path, watching the raindrops slide down the large glass windows. The busy world outside is completely blurred by the rain and the mist, leaving only this peaceful, green sanctuary. Every step you take feels slow and heavy, as if your body is already starting to fall asleep while you walk. At the end of the stone path, nestled between two giant fern trees, sits a massive, plush velvet sofa. It is covered in layers of thick, hand-knitted blankets and oversized, soft pillows that smell faintly of lavender. You slide gently onto the sofa, letting your body sink deeply into the soft cushions, and pull the heavy blankets tightly around you. From this cozy spot, you can look up at the dark night sky through the glass roof. The rain continues its steady, rhythmic song, washing away all the noise, all the stress, and all the thoughts of the day. The warmth of the greenhouse and the weight of the blankets create a perfect cocoon of absolute security. Your breathing slows down completely. Deep, slow breaths in, and soft, long breaths out. Your eyes grow so heavy that the green leaves and the warm lanterns start to fade into a soft, beautiful blur. There is no rush to go anywhere, no messages to answer, and nothing you need to think about until tomorrow. The gentle hum of the rain on the glass sings a final lullaby, relaxing every muscle from your forehead down to your toes. You feel completely protected, completely warm, and entirely at peace in your quiet green sanctuary. The darkness inside the greenhouse is soft and welcoming, holding you gently as you drift away into a deep, unbroken sleep. Sleep now. The rain is falling. The greenhouse is safe. Sleep, sleep, sleep.